At the airport, my girlfriend said quietly, "Stay back. You'll make me look bad in front of her friends." I didn't argue or defend myself. I let her walk ahead like she wanted. Weeks later, when she landed and scanned the crowd for me, she found an empty pickup zone and a message letting her know I'd already moved on. Original post. I, 29 male, had been with Vanessa, 27, for 3 years and 4 months. Not that I was counting obsessively, but when a relationship starts to crumble, you find yourself remembering the exact timeline, cataloging where things went wrong, when the shift happened, how you missed the signs that were probably there all along. We met at a CrossFit gym where we both had memberships. I was a freelance graphic designer working from home, and the gym was my social outlet, my way of staying connected to the world outside my apartment. Vanessa was a flight attendant for a major airline, which meant her schedule was chaotic and unpredictable, but also meant she got to travel the world and had stories that made my work-from-home routine seem impossibly boring by comparison. First, I loved hearing about her adventures. She'd come back from Tokyo or Barcelona or Dubai with photos and souvenirs and this electric energy that made everything feel possible. She was confident, spontaneous, always ready for the next thing. I was steady, reliable, the anchor she could come home to between flights. Again, it seemed complementary, a balance. But balance is just another word for unequal, if you're not careful. The problems started subtly. Vanessa would make comments about how normal my life was compared to hers, how I wouldn't understand what it was like to work with interesting people in exciting places because I just sat at my computer all day, how her coworkers were next level, and I probably wouldn't fit in with them. She never said I was boring directly, but the implication was always there, hovering between her words like humidity before a storm. I started noticing she'd post photos from her trips on Instagram, group shots with her crew, fancy dinners in foreign cities, parties in hotel bars, but I was never in any of them. Even when we went on trips together, which was rare given her schedule, the photos she shared publicly were always solo shots or her with new friends she'd met. I existed in her life, but not in her carefully curated online persona. "Babe, you're not photogenic in that light," she'd say when I asked why. Or, "That angle doesn't work for the feed aesthetic." Always an excuse, always logical enough that I felt stupid for being bothered. Her flight attendant friends were a tight-knit group, and from what I gathered through Vanessa's stories, they lived hard and played harder. They had inside jokes, shared apartments in expensive neighborhoods, went to exclusive clubs, dated pilots and business class passengers. They were glamorous and worldly and seemed to operate on a different plane of existence than my freelance designer, gym-going, meal-prepping lifestyle. I'd met a few of them briefly over the years. Quick hellos at bars before they whisked Vanessa away, polite nods at holiday parties. But I'd never been truly integrated into that world, and Vanessa never seemed particularly motivated to integrate me. I was the boyfriend she had at home. They were the friends she had everywhere else. 3 weeks ago, everything came to a head at the airport. Vanessa was flying out to Miami for what she called a crew vacation. Basically a long weekend where a bunch of flight attendants from her base were meeting up to party. She'd been excited about it for weeks, talking about the clubs they'd hit, the beach house they'd rented, the people who'd be there. I was happy she was happy, even though she'd made it clear I wasn't invited. "It's a crew thing," she'd explained. "You'd be bored anyway. Just a bunch of airline talk and inside jokes." I offered to drive her to the airport anyway. It was early. Her flight left at 6 a.m., and parking at the airport was expensive. Besides, I liked doing things for her. It made me feel useful, needed. The drive was quiet. She was on her phone most of the time, texting her group chat, occasionally showing me photos of the beach house or laughing at messages I wasn't included in. I didn't mind. This was normal for us. When we pulled up to the departures terminal, I started to get out to help with her luggage. "Actually," Vanessa said, her hand on my arm, stopping me, "can you just pop the trunk? I've got it." "You sure? Your bag's pretty heavy." "I'm sure." Her eyes darted toward the terminal entrance where a group of people in airline uniforms were gathered, clearly waiting for her. "My crew's already here." I nodded and popped the trunk release. Vanessa got out quickly, moving around to grab her suitcase. I stepped out too, intending to at least give her a hug goodbye. That's when she said it. "Stay back." Her voice was quiet, almost a whisper, but firm. You'll make me look bad in front of my friends. I froze. Cars were honking behind us, we were blocking the lane, but everything felt like it was moving in slow motion. What? I managed. She glanced nervously at her crew, who were starting to wave at her. Just, you don't get it. They have a certain image of me, and you showing up all. She gestured vaguely at me, at my jeans and hoodie, my messy hair from waking up at 4:30 a.m. It's just better if you stay back. Okay? I'll text you when I land. She didn't wait for my response. She pulled her suitcase from the trunk, slammed it shut, and walked toward her friends without looking back. I watched her transform as she got closer to them, her posture straightening, her smile widening, her laugh getting louder. She hugged them enthusiastically, and they all headed inside together, a glamorous pack of people who belonged in airports and hotels and places more interesting than where I lived. I got back in my car and drove home in silence. The words kept replaying in my head. You'll make me look bad in front of my friends. Not them. Not my crew. Her friends. The people whose opinions mattered more than my dignity. The people she needed to impress more than she needed to respect me. I spent that entire day thinking. Really thinking in a way I'd been avoiding for months. Was I embarrassed of her? No. I'd introduced her to everyone I knew. My parents loved her. My friends thought she was cool. I talked about her constantly, showed people her travel photos, bragged about the interesting life she led. But was she embarrassed of me? The evidence was overwhelming. The lack of photos, the comments about my normal life, the way she'd never really integrated me into her friend group. And now this literally telling me to stay away so I wouldn't damage her image. I wasn't angry yet. I was just sad and tired and done. Vanessa texted me a few hours later. Landed. Beach house is amazing. Miss you. I responded. Glad you made it safe. Over the next week, she sent occasional updates, photos of the beach, cocktails, group shots with her crew living their best lives. I responded with brief messages. Looks fun. Nice. Cool. She didn't seem to notice my emotional distance. Or maybe she did and just didn't care. I spent that week doing something I should have done months earlier. I evaluated the relationship honestly. I made a list, literally wrote it out, of all the times I'd felt diminished, dismissed, or disrespected. The list was 3 pages long. 3 pages of small moments that added up to one big truth. Vanessa didn't value me the way I valued her. I wasn't her partner. I was her placeholder. The safe, boring guy she came home to when she was done living her exciting life elsewhere. By the time she texted me her return flight information, I'd made my decision. Landing Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Can you pick me up? I stared at that message for a long time. The heart emoji felt like a mockery, like she could just add a symbol and erase what she'd said, how she'd made me feel. I didn't respond immediately. Instead, I spent the next 2 days packing up her stuff from my apartment. She kept a lot of her things at my place. Clothes, toiletries, shoes, her favorite coffee maker, books, decorations. We didn't officially live together, but she spent so many nights at my place between trips that it was basically shared space. I packed everything carefully into boxes and trash bags. I didn't throw anything away or damage anything. I'm not that person, but I was thorough. Every item that was hers I removed. Her shampoo from the shower, her coffee mug from the cabinet, her spare uniform hanging in my closet, her phone charger from my nightstand. I stacked everything neatly by my front door. Then I texted her back, sorry, can't pick you up on Thursday. We'll have your things ready for pickup whenever you can arrange it. She responded immediately, what? Why not? Is everything okay? Me, everything's fine, just can't make it to the airport. Vanessa, babe, I really need you to pick me up. I'll have luggage and I'm exhausted from the trip. Me, you can take an Uber. You do it all the time. Vanessa, why are you being weird? Did something happen? I didn't respond. I turned off my phone and went to the gym. Thursday came. I knew her flight was landing at 4:15 p.m. I knew she'd be expecting to see me in the pickup zone, probably irritated that I hadn't confirmed, but still expecting me to be there because I was always there. Instead, I was at a coffee shop with my laptop, working on a design project for a new client. My phone was on silent. I didn't check it once. Around 6 p.m., after I knew she'd definitely landed, definitely waited, definitely realized I wasn't coming, I sent one final text. Vanessa, I've spent the last week thinking about what you said at the airport. Stay back. You'll make me look bad in front of my friends. I didn't realize I was such an embarrassment to you. I thought we were partners. Turns out I was just the boring guy you kept around for convenience. Your stuff is packed and ready. Text me when you want to pick it up. We're done. Then I blocked her number. The messages started coming through other channels almost immediately. Instagram DMs, Facebook messages, even an email. All variations of the same theme. You're overreacting. I didn't mean it like that. Can we please talk about this? You're being ridiculous. I didn't respond to any of them. What was there to say? She'd shown me exactly how she felt, and I'd finally had the self-respect to believe her. Her friend Brittany, one of the flight attendants she'd been traveling with, reached out to me on Instagram a few days later. Her message surprised me. Hey, I know you probably don't want to hear from any of us, but I wanted to apologize. I was there when Vanessa told you to stay back at the airport. I didn't hear exactly what she said, but I saw your face after, and I knew it was bad. We all knew she treated you like shit. Some of us called her out on it that weekend. For what it's worth, you seem like a good guy, and you deserve better than how she treated you. I appreciated the message, but I didn't respond. It didn't change anything. Vanessa showed up at my apartment a week after she got back. She texted my roommate, a buddy from college I'd lived with before Vanessa started spending so much time at my place, to arrange picking up her stuff. He let her in while I conveniently happened to be out. I came home to find everything gone and a handwritten note on my kitchen counter. I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. I was stupid and insecure and I took you for granted. You were the best thing in my life and I ruined it. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. I love you. I read it once, then threw it away. 3 months have passed since that morning at the airport. 3 months of healing, of remembering who I was before I became the boyfriend who wasn't good enough to be seen in public. 3 months of rediscovering hobbies I'd neglected, reconnecting with friends I'd lost touch with, working on projects that excited me. I'm dating again. Nothing serious yet, just getting back out there. And here's what I've learned. I will never again be with someone who's embarrassed of me. Someone who hides me from their friends or treats me like a dirty secret or makes me feel like I need to apologize for existing in their life. I heard through mutual friends that Vanessa's been struggling. Apparently, her glamorous flight attendant friends weren't as supportive as she thought when she was dealing with actual problems rather than just living for the next party. Brittany apparently stopped talking to her after they had a falling out about something. She's tried reaching out to me a few times through new phone numbers and fake social media accounts, always with the same message. She made a mistake. She wants me back. She understands now what she lost. But understanding what you lost doesn't mean you deserve to get it back. That morning at the airport, Vanessa made a choice. She chose her image over my dignity. She chose what her friends thought over how I felt. She chose to treat me like an inconvenience rather than a partner. And when she came home expecting everything to be the same, expecting me to be waiting in that pickup zone like I always was, she found exactly what she deserved. Nothing. Because I'd finally made a choice too. I chose myself. And unlike her, I'm not looking back.